What's going on, people? This is Shy Harrison. Today is day 35 of my quarantine thoughts. And today I really wanted to do a quick video. It's Saturday. Um, I've been doing this for a little over a month. But we've been locked down for a little over a month. So, something I was thinking about the other day when I was doing work um, is that the life of a creative is a tricky life, right? It's tricky in that, especially if you're a professional creative. When I say professional creative, you get paid to do creative work for clients and so on and so forth. So the reason I say that it's tricky is because a couple of different things. A lot of people don't really understand the work that you do, or they minimize it so it make it feel like anybody can do it. Like the I think I did a video about this earlier, but the reason I got out of doing photos was because people would say, "Hey, your price is too high. I have a cousin who just got a camera, he can do it," or "I'm gonna shoot it on my iPhone." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm cool on that." Or people feel like since directly, it's not a direct, tangible thing as far as creativeness. It's not a measurable thing as far as creativeness. People feel like, "Hey, I'm gonna just get me a camera and I'm gonna do the same thing, and we're equals." But that's not the case at all. Even though you can't measure creativeness, you know what looks good, what doesn't, what leads to results, what doesn't, what's valuable and what isn't. So that's one of my things that I feel like people just don't understand is that another thing I feel like when it comes to being a creative, a professional creative, is that people don't really get the process of it. And the process to me is like, since I do mostly commercials now, people don't understand that there's a pre-planning process, there's a production process, and there's a post-production process. So pre-production is make sure you and your client is on the same page. Just make sure you're just not doing a whole bunch of wild stuff and then they're looking at like, yo, what's going on? So that makes sure you both are on the same page, that you know what you're shooting, and make sure that it reaches what both you guys have in line for it. And production is just the shooting part of it. But post-production is the hardest part. People will feel like, hey, we're doing this video. It should take probably about 4 hours to shoot, but it's going to take 30 minutes to put together. But that's not the case at all. Post-production is really the thing that takes the longest. Just because you have to put it all together, make sure it fits. You got to usually bust down hours of content into a minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. And that's not the easiest thing sometimes. So I feel like a lot of people just don't really get that part of it. And I feel like my last thing with just being a professional creative is finding ways to keep moving when you're not feeling creative or not feeling energized to really put anything together. I used to run into that a lot where I would just sit at my computer for hours and not do anything because I call it riding the wave. There wasn't a wave for me to ride. But now I've kind of set up a process where I can do things that don't really require me being creative and put it together. And actually, I try to leave all my creativeness to the pre-planning, where I'm just kind of laying out exactly what I'm gonna do. So on the post part of it is really just executing. So 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 yeah, there's just a lot of things that being a professional creator, a lot of people just don't get. And I'm not here to complain, but sometimes it's just not the easiest thing. And people think it's super easy, but it really isn't. So yeah, that's just what it is. So yeah, that's all I got for today. So this is Shy Harris, and you guys stay safe, stay running free, but keep creating, keep shooting, and you guys have a good one.